Hello, and we are back. I'm going to discuss about various books that I used to prepare for my final MD exams today. Sometimes it becomes overwhelming, there are so many books, and one of the most difficult part about them is procuring the right source and where to study from. That becomes one of the key factor that differentiates from high scoring people and people who score average. I like to keep things simple. Sometimes what happens, you have so many sources, so many books, so it gives you that false pressure that I have so much to study and I need to cover this from that and this from that and so many books, and it just becomes overwhelming. If you can't keep it simple, you don't understand it properly. These are actually the basic books, so you don't really need to stress it out that I need to procure these books, I need to buy these costly books. You don't need to do that. Okay, we're gonna start with the bread and butter. Bread and butter, that is KD Tripathi. This edition of KD Tripathi, that is, let me see, ninth edition. Ninth edition. So this ninth edition of Tripathi is very good book. The previous version was a bigger book, that yellow cover wala book. That was pretty complex, and I think it was a bit confusing to study. So I never really found it interesting. But this KD Tripathi is pretty sorted, and I think this is worth reading, and it clearly explains stuff. I read some of the stuff, like most of the stuff from here was not like Goodman Gilman, but it is pretty detailed. So KD Tripathi is the first book you're going to learn from. Then we have the other stuff, apart from the main pharmacology, you have clinical pharmac and new edition and all that, new approval of drugs and all that, and certain topics like ethnopharmacology, reverse pharmacology, which also comes in general pharmac, which is not there in Tripathi. So that you're going to study from here. This is Saugata Sarkar. Okay, this is postgraduate pharmacology. Saugata Sarkar, postgraduate pharmacology, Saugata Sarkar. So this book is going to be one of your mainstay for all the papers to study from. So after KD Tripathi, you should have this. This it's worth having a hard copy of Saugata Sarkar's postgraduate Saugata Sarkar postgraduate pharmacology. Worth having. It has new approvals. It has all the clinical pharmac. It has general pharmac such as all those general topics, prebiotics, probiotics, ethnopharmacology, reverse pharmacology, etc. etc. So second book, Saugata Sarkar. There's one more book. I don't have that copy right now, but you can always go for Shanbag. Shanbag is one of the best book for just to get overall idea of the topic. And if you are in short of time and you want a general idea of the topic, Shanbag is one of the best book to go for it. So Shanbag is going to be the other mainstay for studying all the pharmacology of drug pharmacology, that is. And coming back to Goodman and Gilman, I have read Goodman and Gilman for most of my PG days, but for exams I hardly read it because it is vast and it is difficult. It becomes difficult to cover stuff from Goodman Gilman because it is lots. But still, I read the topics which I had already read, so it becomes easier because I knew the topics, so it generally took me less time. So I think I generally go for the mechanism of actions and certain newer drugs which I can't find in these books. I usually read from Goodman and Gilman. Goodman and Gilman is actually a very good book. I thought it will be like very complex since it is the standard book for PG, but no, the Goodman Gilman is actually pretty nicely well sorted book. I actually like to read it, but only thing is you need to have time. So first thing is going to be Tripathi, then you're going to be Shanbag, then sorry, first it's going to be Tripathi, then you're going to be Saugata Sarkar, then Shanbag. We have 4 papers in pharmac, right? So paper 1 is general pharmac and basic sciences applies to pharmacology. History of pharmacology comes in paper 1. Paper 2 has systemic pharmacology and receptors, systemic pharmacology and receptors. Paper 3 is clinical pharmac, experimentation, biostats, medical education and evaluations. And paper 4 is recent advances. Okay, here paper 1, that is general pharmac and basic applies to pharmacology, history of pharmacology. These you are going to read. General pharmac you are going to read from Tripathi. Very easy, in short, you can finish. History of pharmacology, there's a section given in Saugata Sarkar, you can read from that. Okay, basic science is combined, that is Tripathi and Saugata Sarkar. Okay, now paper 2 we have systemic pharmac. I think Shanbag is a good alternative, as in to cover up all the stuff in short period of time. Remember, you are always short on time. It is 1.5 month you have to read. Okay, the general reading is different. Now it is like you have to remember everything. So Shanbag can be a very short source, which you can finish in short amount of time, and also Triparty. So Triparty and Shanbag are going to be your systemic. And receptors you can read from, mostly it is done as presentations, so you will have the PPTs, or you can read from I think receptors are mostly from PPTs. Okay, so your uh, during PG days you'll be having the PPTs, so you can read from that. But you can also find presentations or whichever PPTs you want from SlideShare. That's the source on net. Okay, SlideShares you can find. So paper 3, now clinical pharmac experimentations biostats. Okay, clinical experimentations biostat, medical education and evaluation. So for this everything, either it's going to be notes or your Saugata Sarkar is going to cover your paper 3, that is clinical experimentation biostats, medical education evaluation. All this is given in Saugata Sarkar, and some of these are covered in notes, like especially medical education there are notes, clinical also there are notes, for example trials and all that. Okay, notes plus Saugata Sarkar is going to be your mainstay. Paper 4, recent advances. Of course, recent advances mainstay is going to be Saugata Sarkar, but always you can go for PPTs, and also there is internet. But mainstay Saugata Sarkar for paper 4. So this covers up all your papers. So I think that covers it up. If you need some more advice regarding study, or if you need any more information how to study, or any other new videos you want me to make, do let me know in the comment section. Okay, ta-da.